Hello friends, this is C. Ashwini Rastogi. This is Ms. Shipra. We are expert in international taxation. So yesterday there was important amendment, taxation law amendment bill passed by Srimati Sitaramanji in the parliament. So what the impact of this amendment and why it has been come as taxation law and what was the story behind that and what was the Supreme Court judgment and what was the Vodafone Clean Energy PLC case. So just we are discussing here for your knowledge that is important in respect of indirect transfer. So let me for the sake of your understanding what is that. So just we have some important uh, paper we are discussing here with. Yeah, please.
So, India proposes to end retrospective taxation, introduces bill to amend tax laws. Yesterday, on August 5, 2021, the central government introduces the Taxation Laws Bill 2021 in the lower house of parliament that seeks to withdraw tax demands made using the 2012 Finance Act, which enabled the collection of retrospective tax on indirect transfer of Indian assets.
So basically, what is the indirect transfer? The as per the Indian Income Tax Act, Section 9 1 says, if a foreign company to another foreign company sell any kind of interest in a share, those shares drive value substantially in Indian asset. So one foreign company selling it to another one company abroad. All our transaction is doing outside India. So that is liable to tax in India. So this is was the amendment is after the Supreme Court verdict in respect of Vodafone. In Vodafone case in 2012, Supreme Court have given relief to the Vodafone. You don't need to deduct, withhold any tax in respect of Hutch transaction, capital gain transaction. So after that, Pranab Mukherjee Saab has given a retrospective amendment, Vodafone liable to tax. So till from starting from that date till 9 year is litigation. So in the litigation, what happened is that international arbitration given favorable judgment in favor of Vodafone. So Vodafone is not liable to tax. This was the story. Now continue.
So the bill is an outcome of India's long-time tax disputes with UK firms Cairn Energy PLC and Vodafone Group. India will end the practice of retrospective taxes following major setbacks in retro tax demand arbitration cases involving Cairn Energy and Vodafone. The government also announced its intention to refund the money collected on the basis of retrospective taxation without any interest.
So government what was that decided yesterday? They have passed the taxation amendment bill. They given assured to the Cairn Energy PLC we will refund without any interest. And still Vodafone has not paid any part of demand because they are in the litigation. Cairn India is also a litigation, but income tax department has recovered in the form of tax recovery.
So the move, which has been long demanded by the international business community, will remove unnecessary uncertainty regarding potential corporate tax liabilities. Previously, the Finance Act of 2012 enabled India's tax department to impose tax on gains arising from the sale of shares of a foreign company if such shares derived their values from assets located in India. In nutshell, yesterday FM gave relief for effect tax that has originally amended in 2012 after Vodafone SC verdict. Now, after this amendment, indirect transfer before 28/5/12 not liable to tax in India. However, it has a prospective tax effect.
So what is nutshell happen? Vodafone this sale of shares in 2006. In 2012, Supreme Court gave favorable judgment. In the same year, in 2012, Pranab Mukherjee Saab, as a finance minister, given a retrospective amendment, and after that, till 9 years, there is a litigation, and all indirect transfer is liable to tax in India. But important date is 28th May 2012. On the day, the president give approval, give assent for the retrospective effect. So what was the bill yesterday? They give before 28th May 2012 all no retrospective tax liable to tax in India. So this amendment is after 28th May 2012. So prospectively is followed, not retrospectively followed.
So in background, in 2007, Hutchinson Telecommunication International Limited, a Hong Kong entity, sold its stake in another Cayman entity, which indirectly through a string of subsidiaries held shares of Hutchinson SR Limited, an Indian company, to Vodafone International Holdings BV, a Netherlands entity, for a consideration of USD.
So basically, this was the sale transaction between the Hutch to Vodafone Netherlands. Vodafone Hutch Hong Kong company sold some interest, some shares of Indian Hutch SR Limited to Vodafone Netherlands. So this will be they treated as indirect transfer and treated as affected retrospective amendment, and this litigation is going on. Now this litigation is concluded. Vodafone is not liable to tax.
So Hutchinson Telecommunication International Limited earned capital gains on the sale. The Indian revenue authorities considered that acquisition of a stake in
Vodafone was liable to
Hutchinson SR Limited by Vodafone International Holdings was liable for tax deduction at source under Section 195 of the Income Tax Act 1961.
So basically, capital gain earned by the Hutch and Vodafone is liable to withhold the tax under Section 195. So Vodafone failed to deduct. That's why Income Tax Department raised demand for against the Vodafone.
So it's since Vodafone International Holding failed to withhold Indian taxation on payments made to the selling Hutch entity, a demand was raised on Vodafone International under Section 201(1)(a)
And 220 subsection 2 for no deduction of tax. This was the story.
So on January 2012, the
Supreme
Court
Court
of India
given a relief to the Vodafone, not liable to pay tax.
discharged VIHBV for the tax liabilities imposed on it by the Income Tax Department of the plaintiff. The Supreme Court held that sale of share in question to Vodafone did not amount to transfer of a capital
Because it is,
asset.
they said, not a capital asset within the purview of section 214 of the Income Tax Act.
The Indian retrospective tax legislation. Post the above judgment, the Indian Parliament passed the Finance Act 2012, which provided inter alia of the insertion of two explanations
In section, there is a retrospective amendment in section 9 burn two explanation added. One is they given a meaning of throw, and they have given a meaning of capital asset. So what is the meaning of throw? By reason of this kind of some for the removal of doubt, it has been clarified that throw shall mean and include shall be deemed to have been always be mean and included by mean of or in accordance of or by reason of. So any kind of transfer, any kind of throw by foreign company through various subsidiary, ultimately interest in the Indian entity, that value derived from Indian entity will be treated as a transfer.
So the second explanation clarified that an asset or a capital asset being any share or interest in a company or entity registered or incorporated outside India shall be deemed to be and shall always be deemed to have been situated in India. If the share or interest derived directly or indirectly, its value substantially from the asset located in India.
So this was the retrospective amendment in 2012.
The 2012 amendment also clarified that the term transfer includes and shall be deemed to have always included disposing of or parting with an asset or any interest therein, or creating any interest in any asset in any whatsoever, directly or indirectly, absolutely or unconditionally, voluntary or involuntary, by way of an agreement or otherwise, not with the understanding that such transfer of rights had been characterized as being effected or dependent upon or flowing from the transfer of a share.
So
or
what the
shares of
government
property registered
intention? So
or incorporated outside India.
so government, what the intention at that time? Supreme Court given a relief to the Vodafone because it is a transaction between the one foreign company to another foreign company. But although through the various subsidiary, ultimately interest of the Hutch shares is sold to Vodafone, they given relief to Vodafone. No need to tax, but Indian income tax authorities want to collect that tax because the huge tax amount they given various various important retrospective amendment in the act given word of meaning of through transfer, what is the capital asset, interest in any kind, voluntary, directly, indirectly, voluntary, in any nature. So this was the thinking at that time. Till that, Vodafone suffering. So
Impact on existing litigation and arbitration proceedings involving retrospective tax legislation. In background, in September, UK's Vodafone Group won its international arbitration proceedings against the Indian government retros tax demand
$221
of
billion. Yes.
billion. So the International Arbitration Court ruled that the India government seeking 221 Indian billions in taxations from the company using retrospective legislation which was in breach of the guarantee of fair and equitable treatment guaranteed under the Bilateral Investment Protection Pact between India and the Netherlands. The Indian government's liabilities covering legal costs are significantly less in this case since it did not take action to recover the retro tax demand from Vodafone.
So starting from that days, since Vodafone not withhold any tax under Section 195, and after that it goes to High Court, and after that it under the bilateral TT, they have an option to go with the international arbitration. Under the international arbitration, Vodafone won the case. Government says, as per the bilateral treaty, India is not given equitable amount, equitable judgment to the Vodafone. Retrospective amendment is not a such kind levy tax. So internationally, they don't want to pay tax in respect of Vodafone. Same thing is after Vodafone international arbitration.
case.
Kane has decided in the month of December 20. So what was that?
In December 2020, the Indian government lost in international arbitration over the retrospective levy of taxes on Kane Energy PLC. In the International Arbitration Court Tribunal order stated that India had failed to accord the claimants investment fair and equitable treatment under its bilateral investment protection pact with the UK. The tribunal ordered India to return the value of shares it has sold, dividends seized, and tax refunded, withheld to recoup the tax demand. The government was also asked to compensate Kane for the total harm suffered, along with interest and cost of arbitration.
So what is same thing is story with the Kane, but Kane government has recovered up, from the Kane demand also. They have recovered demand also. So Kane also won the case and with the tribunal, arbitrary tribunal.
So, why is the bill being introduced now?
Yes. So this is the important thing. After government has also already lost two international arbitration case. So this is why the bill is introduced yesterday.
So, the Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2021 is a major effect towards ensuring the principle of a tax certainty in India, which has been long asked for by foreign investors and multinational enterprises operating in India. Moreover, the high-profile Kane Energy and Vodafone retrospective tax arbitration cases have done much demand to India's reputation as a business-friendly jurisdiction, utilizing and gaining made through bureaucratic reforms and the push to expand India's international industrial production and infrastructure upgrades.
Basically, this is the demand from the multinational companies. They don't want to accept retrospective tax amendment, although it has been implemented in the Income Tax Act since the May 2012. Now they have to follow prospectively. So government, they have accepted not levy tax on retrospective basis.
So, in conclusion, the Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2021 seeks to amend the International Tax Act 1961 so that no retrospective tax demand shall be raised on any indirect transfer of Indian assets if the transaction was undertaken before May 28,
So
2012.
they have nullified retrospective impact. If any indirect transfer before that, no need to pay tax.
So-
But they have given some kind of restriction. They have to withdraw their case. They don't need to levy or any kind of charge, cost, etc.
The bill proposes to refund the amount paid in these
Without
cases
interest.
without any interest. Given this intention, the Indian government will have to refund to Kane Energy for the shares of the company it has sold, tax refund withheld, and dividends that had to be confiscated by the tax department.
So what was the objective of this?
So, in its objective, the bill said, pursuant thereto, income tax demand had been raised in 17 cases. In 2 cases, assessment are pending due to stay guarantee
By High Court.
granted by High Court. In 2 cases, the arbitration
Government
tribunal
already
ruled
lose
in
the case.
favor of the taxpayer and against the income tax department, referring to the Kane Energy and Vodafone cases.
Yeah.
So
So
this is
hope
it.
so. You are already. We have discussed
Getting
a lot.
information from this.
Yeah, this is for your knowledge. And if you have any kind of query for international transaction, for foreign restructuring, transfer pricing, and foreign withholding tax, and 15 CA, 15 CV, you can contact with us. We are a chartered accounting firm. Yeah, this is we are partner in this. So thank you. Bye bye.
Good luck.